What is going on, beautiful people of the world? My name is Garrett Wolf, and I am the host of the #1 podcast for people who are trying to go from skinny fat to fitness freak. I've built my body over the last 8 years through trial and error, and in the last 3 years, I've helped hundreds of online clients shred unwanted fat and embody the best version of themselves. Now, let's jump right into today's show.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Garrett Wolf podcast. This is the #1 show for people who are trying to go from skinny fat to six-pack abs, all without doing hours of grueling cardio in the gym. Today, we're going to be talking about what it actually takes to accomplish a goal. I'm a little bit heated this morning, guys. I'm a little bit upset. I'm not upset. I'm a little bit, I had a different topic for today, a different topic for the podcast discussion today, but then I hopped on a call with a potential client this morning about an hour ago, and we were talking about what it takes to actually accomplish a goal. And this person in specific, I'm not going to call out anybody in specific here, but this person was unwilling to invest any amount of money into their goal, or anything really into their goal. We're not just talking about money today, but we're going to be talking about what it takes to actually accomplish a goal. Because when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, guys, I think a lot of people like to talk about their goals. I think a lot of people like to be vocal about what they want to accomplish. But then when it really comes down to it, at the end of the day, they're just unwilling to invest anything in their goal, whether it's money, time, or honestly, effort, any kind of malleable currency. People seem to be unwilling to invest into their goals. And when it comes down to it, guys, people message me on a daily basis all the time talking about how they're unmotivated to get something done, how they're motivated for like a week, 2 weeks of motivation. You know, they're super excited. And that's how it always is when you first come up with a goal. What sparks motivation when it comes down to it at the end of the day? Like, you're watching a movie, you're watching a YouTube video, you get inspiration from someone that you look up to, whatever. And then it sparks an initial piece of motivation, right? And so you start, taking some action steps. You're a little bit motivated, you're super motivated at first. You start taking some action steps towards your goal. And then a week or two into trying to accomplish something, the motivation fades away, and all of a sudden you're unwilling to continue moving forward. And that's what happens to a lot of people, right? This comes back to the statistic of 80% of people, or 80% of dieters, fall off and regain the weight that they lost 6 months to a year down the line. Why is this? It's because you're initially motivated, you're initially amped up, energized, and super ready to crush and squash your goals. But then you are unwilling to invest anything else into your goals, and that leaves you with no motivation. What's the strongest motivating force? You know, we have these values in life. There's a few things that are above any kind of like malleable investment. The few things that are above any kind of malleable investment are things that we need, right? Things like food, things like water. These are things that we need. How motivated are you to eat every single day? You're pretty fucking motivated to eat food every day, right? Because you're hungry. How motivated are you to drink water every single day? You're not motivated to drown yourself or drink a gallon of water every day, but you're motivated to drink water because you're thirsty every single day. And where does that thirst come from? It comes from inside you. It comes from an internal place of thirst. You literally require water. You need water to move forward. Let's talk about drug addicts for a second, because this is a really interesting parallel when it comes to motivation. I was listening to a podcast the other day from one of my mentors. It was actually yesterday, talking about how when he was a drug addict, he was addicted to hardcore substances, right? Like cocaine, I think weed was one of them. Marijuana was one of the things he was addicted to. So let's just talk about those two, cocaine and weed, right? He was addicted to these substances. How motivated do you think he was to get those drugs on a day-to-day basis? How motivated is a drug addict to get his drugs, to get his high on a day-to-day basis? He's very fucking motivated to get that shit. He will do anything. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. It doesn't matter if he's eaten that day. It doesn't matter if he's drank water that day. He will go through any amount of hardships to get his drug, to get that fix. And this is the kind of hunger that you need to adopt, you need to acquire when it comes to your goals, because there's no way you're going to get it accomplished, you're going to get it done through anything else besides obsession. You need to become driven, hungry, amped up, motivated to accomplish your goals. And motivation doesn't last forever. So you need to find internal hunger. You need to find deep inside you that internal hunger to accomplish anything done. To accomplish anything that you want to get done. And this is, pretty parallel to a drug addict. When a drug addict wants to get his high, he wants to get his fix, he'll go through anything, any kind of hardship. It doesn't matter if it's 5 a.m. He'll crawl to his dealer's house on his hands and knees, knocking on his door. It doesn't matter if he's asleep. He'll break through any hardship to get that fix. And that's the kind of mindset that you need to adopt when it comes to your goals. Excuse me while I drink this white monster. Oh, I fucking love White Monster. Oh, man. But we're talking about investing in your goals, right? And I'm not one to speak out of my ass, all right? After I dropped out of college, up until this point, I've invested nearly $45,000 into my own self-education, into my own coaching, into mentors, into online education. And I've had my fair share of people who burn me, right? I remember one program in specific. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to get sued for fucking satire or whatever. But I joined this coaching program, dude, to try to teach me how to acquire clients online for nutrition coaching and online business coaching. And I invested an upfront cost of $10,000, upfront, paid in full, $10,000 for this coaching program. And I'm not kidding when I tell you I didn't use a single thing. I joined the program. They got me onboarded into everything, all the classes. And their main fucking kind of like client pulling activity was just to get 100 members into a Facebook group. And I was like, dude, number one, who the fuck uses Facebook anymore, right? It's like old people and like grandmas. Like it's for like grandmas to repost like cat videos, number one. And number two, I don't use Facebook for client acquisition. I don't use Facebook to try to get clients. I don't use Facebook to post about my fitness or anything. Facebook is kind of like a friend sharing app. It's not really a business app anymore. I know there's like Facebook groups and things like that, but I wasn't down. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent, but that's not the point. The point is I invested $10,000 into this coaching program and virtually used nothing that they gave. Virtually, I used none of the curriculum, none of the advice that they gave. I used nothing about it. But that being said, huge caveat. How motivated do you think I was to become an online coach, to acquire clients, to make it fucking happen on a day-to-day basis based on solely the fact that I had just coughed up $10,000 and invested 10 grand into my goals? How motivated do you think I was? Do you think I was discouraged? How easily could I have been discouraged? Been like, oh, fuck. Another shit online coach taking 10 grand from me, teaching me nothing, literally telling me to make a Facebook group. I could have made a Facebook group on my own. I could have got people in there on my own. They're telling me all this generic shit. I could have been a little crybaby victim mentality, right? I easily could have done that shit. I easily could have fallen into scarcity and been like, fuck, man, I just lost 10 grand. Like, I'm not making money from this online coaching thing, and now I coughed up 10 grand and I have nothing to show for it. I'm a loser. I'm a victim. Fucking crybaby, this shit, that shit, whatever the fuck. But that's not what I did. That is not what I did whatsoever. I took that framework, I switched around my perspective, and I said, yo, if I'm willing to invest 10 grand into myself, into my business, and into my goals, then there is nothing that can fucking stand in my way when it comes to getting this shit done. There is no brick wall. There's no excuse. There's no pattern interrupt. Nothing the world can throw at me can disrupt my momentum when it comes to accomplishing my goals and becoming an online coach, because I'm willing to invest $10,000 into myself. When, mind you, I don't even have $10,000 to spend. Guys, there are tactics and strategies to get money no matter. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. Woo. Guys, sorry about that. There are tactics and strategies that you can use to get crazy sums of money that you would not believe. You can get lines of credit. You can get credit cards with $10,000 limits. You can get loans. There are so many things you can do, not to mention different ways you can go about generating money throughout a day-to-day life. You can fucking panhandle on the street. You can flip couches. You can do drop shipping with almost no upfront cost. You can make money, right? you can make money, and we're talking about investing in your goals. So now we're talking about specifically money. We're talking about investing into your goals. Most people, I've had thousands of conversations with people who are trying to get in shape, right? And one incredibly common theme is that people always seem to want the price to be lower. They no matter doesn't matter how low you make the price, right? I've experimented with different price points for different programs thousands of times, so many times, and it doesn't matter how low you make the program. People always seem to want the price to be lower. It's astonishing. Don't you think if the price is lower, if you're going to physically invest lower amounts of money, smaller sums of money into your goals, your dreams, and ambitions, don't you think that that's going to make you less motivated to get that shit done? Don't you think if you coughed up $1,000 for a coaching program that you would be 100% committed, that you would laser focusedly scan every single piece of that coaching program? You would show up for all the coaching calls. You would ask all the questions. You wouldn't be scared to ask questions because you invested $1,000. You wouldn't be scared to talk to the coach. You wouldn't be scared to throw all your pictures up on the Discord server. You wouldn't be scared to talk about your fitness, to talk about your goals, to talk about your ambitions, because you're someone that invests into yourself. One thing we do within the FizFit Freak Academy within the first week of being in it to get a little bit of initial positive momentum, we have things like daily motivations and stuff like that to help people get motivated, because you do need an initial boost of motivation, right, to get something going. But motivation does not last forever. Positive momentum lasts forever. And the only way to get in positive momentum is to actually put effort into your goals, to actually invest, to put something up front, put something on the line, burning the boats. Have you guys ever heard this analogy? I think it was the Vikings. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a history expert. I believe it was the Vikings that came up with the concept of where they would literally raid like communities and shit, right? And like murder everyone and slaughter everyone and like take the women for themselves. When they would show up and pull up on an island, they would burn the boats so that they literally conquer the island, or they're not going home. They literally die trying, or they're not going home. You get the kill, you take the city, or you die trying. There is no going home. We burn the boats. Well, how much easier do you think it would be to accomplish your goal if there was no back seat? If there was no backup plan, there was absolutely nothing else that you could do. This was the end all be all. This is it. This is what is going to drive you to your goals. Do you think it would be easy, or do you think it would be hard? The obvious answer is, guys, it would be incredibly fucking easy. If you only knew how much easier it would be to accomplish your goals once you actually invest in them, you would be fucking thrilled to spend $10,000 on a coaching program. You would be fucking astonished at how much motivation becomes irrelevant and just action taking becomes prosperous when you actually invest into your goals. So it's crazy to me when these people talk about lowering the price, lowering the price, lowering the price. So I asked this person that I was on a call with earlier today, I was like, okay, so is there anything about the program that you don't think aligns with your goals or your dreams or your ambitions? And he's like, no, the program like seems fine. I was like, great. All right. So then what price would the program have to be at for it to be worth it for you? And he said, at first, he initially said, I don't know, cheap. I said, cheap? What the hell does cheap mean? I said, what do you mean by cheap? Like, let's put a price on it. If the program is perfect, it ticks every box that you need, you know that this program, if followed, would help you accomplish your goals. What price point would it have to be at for you to, get rocking and rolling right away? And he was like, he thought about it for a second. He was like, $50. I said, 50? I said, $50. The price of a dinner, the price of going out to dinner, $50. I said, buddy, you can buy a $50 coaching program from anywhere. You can go online, bodybuilding.com. You can Google $50 cookie cutter coaching program. I promise you, I would bet $10,000 of my own money that if you invested in a $50 cookie cutter coaching program, you would not accomplish your goals. Because, dog, $50 is not a big enough investment to motivate you, to get you into taking positive momentum, taking positive action steps every single day. You think putting up $50 is going to make your lazy ass move at all? Bruv, you've been in negative momentum for fucking years. You've been stuffing your face with hundreds of dollars of Doritos and hundreds of dollars of Costco cookie cookies and Costco cupcakes for years. $50 fucking. You think that's going to help you do anything? Bruv, $50. I was astonished. I was like, bro, my coaching program is not for people who want to invest $50 and then kind of leave it on the sidelines and not do anything about it. $50 isn't enough to get your lazy ass to do fuck all. You're kidding yourself if you think you can invest $50 into something that's going to completely change your life, completely motivate you to take action steps different from action steps that you were taking in the past. If you think $50 is enough to motivate you, my man, then you can go online to bodybuilding.com and you can buy some cookie cutter plans and come back to me in 6 months and tell me how much progress you've actually made on that $50 cookie cutter program, because I have never once invested $50 into something that motivated me to take action every single day, that motivated me to do things in my day-to-day life that were different, contrary to the things that I did in the past. And so I just think, frankly, $50 is not enough to get anything done. And we're talking about investing in yourself. We're talking about what it takes to actually accomplish your goals. Do you think if you invest $50 in something and then that person who you bought the $50 digital product off of tells you to do something? Let's say you hop in a program for $50 and within the first week, the instructor is like, all right, we're going to try to hop into positive momentum now. So I need you to do things like changing your phone background. I need you to put posters up all over your walls to kind of indoctrinate you into the process of getting into positive momentum. You're going to be like, nah, I don't need any of that. No, I don't need any of that. It's $50. I already invested in myself. We're talking about what it takes to accomplish your goals. The kind of person that has the mindset that it needs to be less money for me to invest into my goals is the kind of person that watches the coaching calls and is like, I don't need to do that thing because I don't think it's going to work for me. I don't want to implement that because I'm the kind of person that does it this way. It's a fixed mindset type of person. The fixed mindset type of person is the kind of guy that's like, I want to invest less and less into my goals because I just don't really know if it's going to work. I don't really know if I'm the type of person that can get this done. You're always living in scarcity. You're always living in this kind of mindset where it's like, I'm not sure. I'm unsure if this will work. I don't know if I'll be able to do this. It's a scarcity mindset completely, through and far between. And the only way to change your mindset is to change your actions. So invest a little bit more into your goals. I'm not saying invest in my program. I'm not saying that you can't be, I'm not saying that you can't accomplish your goals on a $50 program either. You certainly can. But it's about the mindset of a person who thinks that they need to invest less into themselves when it comes to motivating you to accomplish your goals. Because it's the same person that comes into my DMs complaining about motivation. They're like, oh, I was on the program for 2 weeks. Now I'm falling off and I just can't seem to get motivated. I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Dog. It's because you're unwilling to invest in yourself. You're unwilling to put anything forward, anything on the table. You're unwilling to lay all your eggs in one basket because you always need a backup plan. And this is something that's kind of taught by a lot of schools. Growing up in high school, they always teach you to have a backup plan, right? You're supposed to have a dream, kind of like shoot for the stars goal, and then you're supposed to have a backup plan as well. But how likely is it that you're going to be able to bullseye that shoot for the stars goal if you have a backup plan? Because the brain will always try to find the path of least resistance for the body. So if the backup plan is a lot easier, a lot less scary than the shoot for the stars plan, the brain is going to find every single possible way to get the body to go for the backup plan, because the backup plan's easier, the backup plan is less risky, the backup plan takes less of my effort, the backup plan takes less effort, so I'm going to go for that one. Of course the brain wants to go for that one. Of course the brain wants to live in scarcity. The brain is meant to keep you alive. The brain is a machine. Literally, it evolved to keep you alive. That's what life wants to do. It wants to keep living. So any kind of stress, any kind of strain that your body perceives as a stress or a strain, it's going to try to stay far, far away from that thing. Obviously, because it wants to stay alive. But this kind of mindset is going to keep you rooted in the place that you hate, the place where you wake up every day, you're unconfident, you hate your body, you take off your shirt in the mirror and you're disgusted. You just don't know that you don't know what you don't know. You don't know that you're living in scarcity. You don't know that to hop into abundance, you have to start investing into your dreams, investing into your goals. And that's the only way you're going to be motivated. You're going to want to do these things. And that's the only way you're going to be able to hop into positive momentum is if you get that initial jolt of motivation to get your bitch ass out of negative momentum, because you've been doing this shit for years. You've been stuffing your face for fucking 25 years. And now you expect to all of a sudden be motivated to change your life because of some shit that you saw on Netflix and $50? $50 in some dumbass superhero movie that you saw on Netflix is going to be enough to motivate you out of 25 years of negative momentum? I mean, what the fuck are we talking about here? That makes absolutely no sense. So you need to change into the type of person, you need to change your mindset. I'm just asking you to just kind of take a step back. You might be too close to the forest. You might be too close to the trees to be able to see the forest. I'm just asking you to open up your mind and just question yourself and just really think, what type of person would you have to become to actually accomplish your goals? Would you have to become the type of person that is unwilling to let anything get in the way? Are you going to become the type of person that price point doesn't matter? It's about motivation. It's about positive momentum. It's about action taking to get closer to your goals. How many cookie cutter programs are you going to buy before you realize that investing in yourself is actually the only way to stay motivated enough to get yourself out of negative momentum, to get yourself into positive momentum, and really start moving forward towards your fucking goals, dreams, and ambitions? All right, guys, just take a step back and really think about that, because I thought that was really interesting. I had a different topic today for the podcast, but like I said, this phone call this morning just reminded me about the money mindset of most of the people in America. The money, not even in America. This guy was in the Netherlands, man. I mean, this is everywhere. I've been talking to people from everywhere. The other day, I was on a call with a man from Australia. The day before that, I was on the phone with a man from India. And today, I was on the phone with a man from the Netherlands. I've had clients from New Zealand. It's kind of crazy, honestly, how global this whole online thing is getting. But so it's not just in America, it's everywhere, man. People's money mindsets are crazy. And just another thing, I was about to close this out, but another thing, like, the reason your money mindset is so fucked is because you correlate a certain amount of money with a certain amount of hours, right? This is a huge problem. This is a gigantic issue, because then obviously when you see a price point like $50, you're going to be like, okay, $50, that's about depends on how much you make, but that's about 3 to 5 hours of work, right? 3 to 5 hours of work, not so bad for a fitness plan, right? Not so bad for a fitness plan. You can make that back in one day. This is where it gets interesting. If you can make that back in one day, how many days do you think $50 is going to keep you motivated for? If you can make $50 in 3 to 5 hours, then how do you expect that a $50 investment is going to keep you motivated for 6 weeks? Think about that for a second. If you correlate time with money, if you can make $50 in 3 to 5 hours, then how do you expect to stay motivated for 6 weeks off of $50? You're not. It's simply the case that you're not. You will not stay motivated. It's just, I've seen it so many times, guys. I've seen people buy these cookie cutter plans, these PDF workouts, and they just fall off. And they're like, oh, I'm not motivated. I don't know what to do. Like, I was motivated and now I'm not. Dumbass. It's because you invested $50 into your fucking goals. No shit, you're not going to be motivated. What if you took that $50 and instead invested $500? So $50 is 3 to 5 hours of work. Let's call it 5 hours. So then you times that by 10, you got 50 hours of work. So you can do 50 hours of work in about 5 days if you work 10 hours a day. Let's say 10 days. You work 5 hours a day. You kind of work part-time. You're going to be motivated for 10 days. Great. That's awesome. That is great. 10 days is great. Is it enough time? Is it enough time to change your body? Is 10 days enough time to make a transformation through 25 years of negative momentum? Absolutely fuck all no, it's not, guys. It is not. If you can make $500 in 10 days, then you're only going to stay motivated for 10 days. You might stay motivated for 10 weeks because for some reason, when we invest, when we cough up some of our own money right into our goals, it's worth a little bit more. It's worth a little bit more than the time we spent actually making it. So maybe you'll stay motivated for 2 weeks. So then if you invest $1,000, you might be motivated for a month, or you might be motivated for the whole 45 days. It might be enough time to keep you invested into positive momentum. Or it might be enough time to keep you invested long enough to get your ass out of negative momentum and into positive momentum, which will leave you taking effortless action steps every single day, because now you're finally embodying the mindset of the type of person that you need to become. You're embodying the mindset of the type of person that you want to become. So you will finally start taking action steps forward that the type of person that you want to become would take, because you're willing to invest in your goals. And that's the bottom line, guys. If you're not willing to invest more than fucking $50 into a fitness coaching program, then you will never be successful. And this is true when it comes to all aspects of life, not just a fitness coaching program. I'm talking about mentors, because I've invested in a bunch of mentors, low ticket and high ticket. And I can tell you, probably the lowest ticket investment that I ever did into a mentor was a weekly coaching call. It was $10 a month, and it was a weekly coaching call, which was incredibly value, because the weekly, this is insane. This really kind of hones in on the point, even for me, because I'm not immune to this type of stuff, right? This happens to everyone. So it was $10 a month for this weekly coaching call with a very, very high net worth individual, high status individual. I'm not actually. Should I name names? I'll name names. It was Jason Capital, right? So it was Jason Capital. He was doing a program called the Weekly Interactive Intensive, I think it was. Kind of a weird name, Weekly Interactive Intensive. Maybe, I don't know. That's kind of a weird name. Usually Jason Capital's pretty good with the marketing, but the Weekly Interactive Intensive, that sounds kind of shit, no? Sorry, Jason. I didn't mean anything by it. But anyway, guys, incredibly value. He would answer all kinds of questions. It was a Zoom call. It was like an hour to 2 hours long every single day. He would answer anyone's questions. You could ask anything freely. Yeah, $10 a month. That's it. You can cancel whenever you want. And so I showed up to a few of these coaching calls, like once a week, right? Next week, showed up. Okay, next week, showed up. And they were just a tad bit boring, right? Because he was talking, answering questions. It was a little bit boring. I fell the fuck off of a cliff after like 3 weeks of watching these coaching calls. Why? Because my investment was only $10 a month. I had nothing to lose by not going to the coaching calls. I literally had nothing to lose. $10. Like, what is that? A fucking stack? It's not even, you can't even buy a stack at Moe's for $10. You can't even get a burrito at Chipotle for $10. I literally wasn't willing to put any more than $10 on the line for my goals. And so I wasn't willing to show up to the coaching calls. If I was only willing to invest $10 a month into my dreams, into my goals, into my ambitions, then I am definitely not willing to invest 2 hours of my life every single week to show up to a coaching call. That just doesn't make any sense. So if instead this once a week coaching call was $250 a month, all of a sudden, now there's some fucking leeway on the line, right? Now I have a reason to show up to the calls because I'm actively losing $250 a month. You're fucking damn straight I'm going to show up to these calls every single week. You're fucking right I'm going to show up to these calls with my mind turned on, ready to go, ready to learn, with a notepad, paper, pen, everything, ready to take notes on that coaching call because I'm investing into my goals. Do you see the difference? Nobody's immune to this type of thing. So when it comes down to it, guys, at the end of the day, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, then your dreams, your goals, your ambitions are going to fucking wash right through your life. You're going to be laying on your deathbed at 80 years old, wondering why you failed to take action, wondering why you didn't invest a little bit more in yourself. Because at the end of the day, guys, money is fucking worthless. It's just paper. You can literally create it from the sky. You can print trillions of it whenever you want. You can generate more of it online by clicking a number and inventing money into the circulation system that doesn't even really exist. And so money is worthless. Money is not worth a single thing. And I want you to ask yourself, are your dreams, goals, and ambitions worth anything? Are they worth more than nothing? Because if they're worth more than money, then there's no price point you can put on a program that's too high, that's fucking unreachable, because money is worthless. And I know for a fact that you don't think your dreams, your vision, and your fucking ambitions are worth nothing. So any kind of price point that someone puts on a coaching program will never be enough, because I know that you know that you're willing, that you're the type of person that's willing to invest any type of money into themselves so that they stay motivated, so that they stay dedicated, so that they're not relying on motivation, but they're relying on positive momentum and action taking and becoming and embodying the person that they know that they need to become in order to accomplish their fucking goals. All right, guys. So that's the podcast, right? I'm wrapping it up. I'm done spieling. I'm done ranting. If at any point during this podcast you guys enjoyed something I had to say, then please screenshot my face, share it to your Instagram stories, tag me at _Garrett Wolf, and I will send you a free gift. Other than that, guys, it's been your boy Garrett Wolf, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace, peace.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. Hopefully you got some value. If you did get value and you want to learn a little bit more about how you can go from skinny fat to fitness freak, just head over to my Instagram @_Garrett Wolf and DM me the word muscles, and I'll reach out to you and see if I can help. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace, peace.